Is King Ade with the Wizards Review. And man, we got to talk about it, man. Yo, I'm really getting tired of coming on here and talking about another loss. I'm really getting tired of talking about another loss, man. But that's exactly what happened. And we lost against the Knicks tonight. We usually play good against New York the last few seasons. So for us to lose tonight was very disheartening. So we're just going to get into it, man. Like I do, since we lost, man, I start with what I like. There were a couple of things that I like. I liked early in the game, Westbrook getting Lynn involved, getting with the assists. He had a few quick assists to Lynn, and he had an assist to Hachimura as well, So I like the way the game started, and it's usually like that with this team. I usually like the way the team starts. And when I say start, I don't mean like the first quarter. I mean maybe the first couple of minutes of the game. But then they just lose focus. It's like every game is the same script, the same story, So, but I like kind of what he did. And I like Lynn, scoring early as well, getting the ball, just doing what he had to do. I really like that. He should have played more, but that's just what it was. And also, I like Westbrook posting up. I like Westbrook posting up. Posting up the person guarding him. Like Westbrook really can't shoot like that. But what he does have is strength. And he kind of showed it tonight when he was posting up players, doing what he had to do. So I like that. He needs to do that more. He needs to get in the paint more, shoot less, make things happen from the paint. That just seems like that's where he's most effective. He draws fouls, he kicks it out for the three, and he also backs people down for the quick, easy score. So he needs to do that more. And then I like Matthews. He started the game, but he got pulled quick. But he started again in the second half. And I liked how he played in the third quarter. I liked how his aggressiveness. Because Beal didn't play tonight. I forgot to mention that. Beal didn't play tonight, and it was for rest. And, So Matthews got the start. And again, he got pulled quick, but he kept his head in the game. And he played hard. He did some things. He's not an elite player. He's, like a jag, they call him, just average guy. But he hits threes, he hustles, he played D tonight, he blocked a few shots. So I definitely like that. But other than that, man, there's really nothing else I liked about the game. There's really nothing else. Maybe y'all could help me think of things I like. Rui played all right. Lopez, when he got in, he played all right. But, overall, there wasn't really much to like about the game because we lost, and we lost bad. We lost in the fourth. So let me say the things that I didn't like. And this was a game that was for us because the biggest weakness on defense that we were showing, is another negative showed up tonight that consistently happened through the season. But one of the big reasons we lose a lot of games is because we can't guard the 3-point line. We cannot guard the 3 line. And tonight against the Knicks, they didn't even shoot threes. For real, this was a game that we could have won if we stayed focused. Because we can't guard the 3. But what tonight showed me, and I already knew this because we have a weak front court. Like I said, Lynn and Lopez, they play hard. Rui, he plays all right. He's learning or whatever, but he's a small 4. And Lopez and Lynn, they're like average 5s at best. They're backup 5s. They're backup centers, career backups. They're not starters. But they're starters on our team, whether it's Lynn or Lopez, but none of them are people that you would just be like, yeah, we got something there. If they have a decent game, then that's cool. But if we're playing a team like the Knicks, like we did tonight, a strong rebounding team, we get exposed. We get exposed every time because we have a weak front line, and I've been saying that throughout my live streams. That is one of our biggest weaknesses. We can't guard the 3 line. We can't guard the post. We can't rebound. Then what can we do on defense? What can we do if we can't do any of those things? You know what I mean? So we lost this game in the paint tonight. You know what I mean? And I didn't like that because it's like, man, they don't even shoot threes. So that's something we didn't have to worry about, and we still couldn't guard the paint. We still couldn't stop nothing. So I didn't like that, man. You already know. And then for us, and it happens, you know what I mean? Like, but we missed too many wide open shots, man. And it's been consistent. Game after game, we're not shooting the ball well, and I just think the team is losing confidence, man. Like the team is just losing confidence. When you have loss after loss after loss, I think it just messes with your head because they're not hitting threes when we need them to hit threes. You know what I mean? They're not hitting threes when we need them to hit threes, especially Bertans, man. I'm like, and we're gonna get into him, but yeah, I didn't like that. And then where I felt that we lost the game was the end of the third quarter because we were down for the majority of the game, but we kept the game close. You know what I mean? We kept it close, like 5-7, and then they would go up 10-11, but then we would knock it back down to 6-5. You know what I'm saying? But then they'd go up 9-10. So we were keeping it close, you know what I'm saying? But I just felt at the end of the third quarter, it was like we just lost focus, and they just started scoring easily. You know what I mean? And then it's carried to the fourth quarter. I mean, we got killed in the fourth. You know what I mean? I'm like, man, they went up 20 so fast. I like blinked my eye and they went up 20. You know what I mean? So it was disgusting. And what else I didn't like, man? Like I said, we are a weak rebounding team. But to let two players, not one, but two players, Mitchell Robinson and Julius Randle, have double-doubles by the end of the first half. Two players had double-doubles by the end of the first half. And Mitchell Robinson didn't even play in the second half because he was hurt. He hurt his hand. But that's unacceptable. Like, I don't know if I've seen that recent. Like, I'm trying to remember a game where I've seen that. Like, two players. And they're not even elite. You know what I mean? I mean, Randall's having a great year. You know what I mean? Randall's having a great year. And really, Robinson's having a great defensive year, too. Like, it's not like, but they're not elite compared to the elite front court players of the league. And for them both to have double-doubles at the by the end of the first half, it was truly unacceptable, man. It's like we don't know how to rebound. I'm like, what do we practice? What do we do in practice? Do we practice boxing out? Do we practice rebounding? Does anyone on the team have heart? Like, to let people just do what they want to do to you like that in the paint is just disgusting, man. I was sick watching that, man. I was sick. And we're going to get into this, man, because this is like the last thing I didn't like. But there's a lot I didn't like, and I mentioned it. But I've noticed when I was looking at the box score at the end of the game, and I looked at the minutes played, and I saw that Bertans got more minutes than Lynn. He got more minutes than Lopez. And he got more minutes than Troy Brown Jr. because Brown Jr. played tonight and he played well. You know what I mean? He played well for the minutes that he got in. But for Bertans to get the third most minutes behind Westbrook and Rui, he doesn't hit threes. He doesn't rebound. He doesn't play defense. What is he out there for? What is he out there for, man? And that leads to this overall point. It's deeper than the game now. It's deeper than just the Knicks game. It's just the overall culture of the Wizards, man. And I saw a tweet from the average fan, man. The average fan on Twitter, you know what I'm saying? Just hashtag, you know what I mean? Do the hashtag. What is it? Hey, hold on. How I forget it so fast, yo. Because DC above all, and just scroll and you'll see it, man. But he said it so perfect. I'm thinking of all the words. How can I describe the culture of the team, whatever? But when I read his tweet, it was one word, man. It was one word, and it encompassed everything. And the word was soft. We're soft. Not the players individually, but as an organization. The Wizards are a soft organization from the top down. You know what I mean? Ted Leon says he won't fire Brooks. You know what I mean? Brooks, the team's tuning him out. He doesn't coach defense. We get scored on at will. You know what I mean? We lose games by 15, 20 on a regular basis. We haven't played defense for years. You know what I mean? So So I have to blame the owner of the team for this. You know what I mean? Scott Brooks, he's not a bad person, but sometimes good people do bad jobs. You know what I mean? And sometimes if you're not doing the job, it's business. There's no emotion in business. It's only dollars and cents. I've learned that in my years doing business, that there's no emotion in business, man. I could like somebody, man, but if you're not getting the job done, you're not getting the job done. And that's just what it is, man. And that's what's going on here. And mentioning Bertans, what I believe why he got all the minutes he got and he does absolutely nothing on the floor. If he's not hitting if he's not hitting threes, he does absolutely nothing. He does not need to be on the floor. He's a waste of space on the floor. You know what I'm saying? But I think the reason why he's playing and they don't want to bench him is because of the contract that they paid him, $80 million. And I remember during the, during the off season, when they were talking about it and they talk about free agency, and then the GM Tommy Shepard would always say, you know, our biggest free agent priority is re-signing Bertans. That's all they would say. They weren't talking about finding players that could defensive-minded free agents. None of that. We just need to re-sign Bertans and everything is going to be fine. You know what I mean? So what that says to me is that it's not just the coach that's the problem. It's the GM too. I was excited when they fired Grunfeld and they let Tommy Shepard get a chance, man. And I thought the roster he put together, from looking at it on paper, I was like, all right, you know, I'm not expecting a championship team, but I'm like, I see some potential if things go our way here and there. You know what I mean? But I guess I wasn't looking at the roster strong enough because our defense is terrible. And we don't have any defensive players. And then the so-called defensive players that we do have on the team, they don't even get in the game. Bonga doesn't get in the game. Troy Brown Jr. doesn't get in the game. You know what I'm saying? Like, we don't play defense. That is the issue. So if we don't play defense, why do we have Bertans playing the third most minutes? Why? He doesn't play D. He can't rebound. He's not athletic. And if he's not hitting threes, he's worthless out there. Know what I'm saying? How could Brooks have him out there over Lynn and over Lopez when they were being effective? Like, we played a big, strong, good rebounding team tonight. You know what I'm saying? Like, we needed to match up. Our weakness is rebounding as is, so why would we be small? It's disgusting. It's like, yo, Brooks, he has to go. Man. I have nothing personal against him. But as a coach, watching this team for years, and I'm just seeing the same things, it's like Brooks doesn't know his personnel. It's like he's not aware of what's going on in the game. And I've been saying that. It's like, yo, Brooks, do you know what's going on? Is there a mandate that says that from the higher-ups, from Leonsis, from Shepard, that said you have to play Bertans, even though he's giving you nothing on the court night after night? We need a whole culture change, man. We need a new GM. We need a new coach. Just like the Knicks did, man. They got rid of it. They got rid of everybody. They hired a new front office, and they went and got Thibs because they wanted to be a defensive-minded team. And that's what they are. Defense first. Know what I mean? Defense first. They're not really that good like that. They okay. You know what I'm saying? But the way we got beat, especially in the late in the third and in the fourth, when they was going to the hoop like a layup line, nobody could guard nobody. Derrick Rose doing what he want. Man, this was disgusting. Like, the more I think about it, the more angry I get, honestly. The more I think about it, the more I think about the game, the more angry I get, because I'm like, yo, and Brooks, he's not, no emotion, just sitting there. You know what I mean? Like, yo, man, teams take the personality of the coach. Bottom line, like I saw with the Knicks, everybody knows Thibodeau is a defensive-minded coach. The Knicks, they didn't play D like that last year, man. They didn't play D. They got Thibs out there, and they playing D. They rebounding. They got Julius Randle looking like a triple-double threat every night now because of coaching. And I'm always going to keep using the Philadelphia 76ers as an example of what coaching can do. Because they're going to win the East, man. They're going to win the East. If they don't win the East, they're going to be at least in the Eastern Conference Finals, man. And that's only because of a coaching change. They got a few role players, but the main pieces are still the same players. Why are they much more effective this season than last season? It's because of coaching. Bottom line. We need a tough-minded coach. We need a GM that's going to get defensive-minded players on the team to help Bradley Beal out, man. You know what I'm saying? Because it's not fair to him. You know what I'm saying? I like Westbrook, man, but he can't shoot. He can't shoot, man. If he hits a three, we're like, oh, all right. But every time he shoots, I get nervous. I'm anticipating a miss. He's not a shooter. But I'm not blaming Westbrook for tonight's loss, even though he had 5 turnovers. You know what I mean? But he wasn't the reason we lost. He had a decent game, but you can't have a higher than a C game if you have 5 turnovers. I don't care if you have 40 points, 10 assists, 6 rebounds. If you have 5 turnovers, you can't get higher than a C if we're grading you for the game you played. You know what I mean? You cannot get higher than a C if you have 5 or more turnovers. You just can't. You just can't. I don't care how many points, assists, rebounds, steals, blocks a player has if he has 5 turnovers in a game. That's 5 possessions. Potential points. You know what I mean? So there's no excuse for that. You know what I mean? But Westbrook, I'm not coming for him tonight, man, because it wasn't his fault we lost the game. We just lost the game because we just don't have focus. We do not focus. Westbrook was one of the hardest. He played hard tonight. You know what I mean? But when we lose focus, we don't have defensive-minded players. If a team goes on a run like the Knicks did tonight in the third, they go on a quick run, it's like the team just loses focus and it goes from a 5 to a 15-point lead in less than a minute and a half. You know what I mean? Like, you know, they just lose focus. And I just blame that on coaching. I blame that on coaching because if you have a tough coach, a no-nonsense coach, I've seen it with teams, that when you have that type of no-nonsense coach, the players respond. The players are afraid to make mistakes. They're afraid that if they make mistakes, they're going to get benched. They won't get back in the game. How could Bertans play the 3rd most minutes tonight and he gave us absolutely nothing when Lynn and Lopez were at least rebounding? You know what I'm saying? At least scoring points. At least trying to defend. And we're playing a bigger team that rebounds well, and they don't play. They play about 10 minutes less than Bertans plays. That's unacceptable. It's unacceptable. How does Ted Leonsis watch this and he's not, I got to fight? How does he do that when I saw what he did for the Capitals? How does he do that for the Wizards? Why doesn't he do anything? This is angering me so much, man. It's like, Brooks cannot last the season. Because we keep seeing the same movie repeat itself, and you think that it's just going to change, it's going to get better? You know what I mean? It's disgusting, man. Like, Ted Leonsis, you got to do something. Like, you got to fire him. Look, even if you fire me, we get one of the coaches on the bench to coach the team for the rest of the season. I don't expect the team to turn around and make a playoff run. But it just shows that you care about what the fans think, man, because we're all saying the same thing. Well, I'm not the only one that's saying this. You know what I mean? You could go on Twitter and you could see that I'm not the only one that's saying Brooks needs to get fired. But I'm not hashtagging fire Scott Brooks. I'm not doing all that because I could just say it right here. You know what I mean? But I'm not going to do that hashtag and all that, man. You know what I mean? Because obviously it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. How does Bertans get less playing time than Troy Brown Jr.? And Troy Brown had 10 points tonight. He had 10 points. He could have maybe scored more. And I'm not saying they play the same position, but it's the principle of it. If a player's not playing well, he should just sit on the bench. Why is Bertans not being benched? The reason, because y'all paid him $80 million, like him shooting threes is just going to make us the best team or something. Yo, man, Tommy Shepard, man, this job might be over your head. It might be too much for you, man. Because for you to think that just re-signing Bertans was the biggest priority when you know that we're not a defensive team, for you to just think that all you have to do is sign Bertans, that's the number 1 priority of the offseason. For you to say that out your mouth repeatedly, that in itself, watching this, man, Ted Leonsis, man, if these dudes aren't, you might not fire them during this season, but if they're not fired, first, at least a week after the season ends, then I don't know, man. I don't know if you really care about the Wizards at all, man. I don't know. I really don't know. Because right now, I'm just blaming this on coaching, man. Like, the team is not responding to the coach. You know what I mean? I wonder, do they practice defense? The way they play do they really practice defense? You know what I mean? I don't know because I can't tell. You know what I mean? I cannot tell. This team gives up too many points. And not only do they give up points, it'd be so easy for other teams to score on us. They could score with 3. They do the, you know what I mean? They size their man up, hit a quick jumper over. I mean, some people, hands be in people's faces. I'm not saying all the shots be open, but it just seems like every time a team plays us, they can shoot, they could do whatever they want. But to watch what the Knicks did to us tonight, especially in the paint, it was just very, very, because it's like, yo, they didn't even shoot threes. And that's our biggest weakness. And for them not to shoot threes and still dominate us just by going in the paint, it's like, again, I said this earlier tonight. If we can't guard the 3 line and we can't guard the paint, then what are we doing on D? And we can't rebound. We can't. Those are like the 3 things. At least we got to be able to do 2 of those things well. If we can't do 1 well, you got to be able to do the other 2 well. If you can't do all 3 well, you're not going to win many games. You got to have a real good game, and the other team has to have a real bad game for us to win a game if we can't do any of those 3 things on a consistent basis. And it showed tonight, man. The Knicks dominated us in the paint. Like I said, 2 players had a double-double. By the end of the first half, that's all you need to know. Double-double with rebounds and points. As if I have to specify that. As if you didn't know what I meant. You know what I mean? When I said double-double, it could have been any stats. But y'all know it was rebounds and points. You know what I'm saying? Because teams score on us at will, and we can't rebound well. You know what I mean? So we play a team that's a top rebounding team in the league. Oh, we're going to get destroyed every game. We are not a rebounding team, and it's our personnel. So you got to blame the GM on that. Because even if Thomas Bryant was an elite rebounder. You know what I mean? He was a good center. We missed his scoring, but he was not an elite rebounder. He wasn't an elite defender. You know what I mean? So we're not gonna sit here and be like, well, Thomas Bryant. Nah. I watched him enough. He's a great offensive player. He's a decent defensive player, but we still would have the same problems if he was here. Best to believe it. You know what I'm saying? So, man, you know, I don't even want to go. I mean, there ain't really much more for me to say. You know what I mean? Anybody who's a Wizards fan that watched the game tonight, that we all know, it's the same reasons we lose every game. Same reasons, except this time it wasn't 3-point, it was rebounding. But it's either or. We don't rebound well, and we don't guard the 3-line well. I'm just very disheartened, man. I'm like, I don't know, man. And, you know, we didn't have Beal tonight either. But again, it's unfair for us to be like, yo, Beal, man, we need a 30 from you every night, man. We need 30 from you every night. And we do. You know what I'm saying? That's what he get paid for. And that's another thing I have a problem with. It's like, yo, you know what I mean? I know the old school, some people don't want to hear it, but in the old school, players didn't make as much money as they make now. You know what I'm saying? They didn't make as much money as they make now. But they played all the games unless they got hurt. You know what I'm saying? It'd be one thing if it was a double-double, a back-to-back, like, you know what I mean? And Westbrook sits out the second game of a back-to-back. You know what I'm saying? But it wasn't a back-to-back tonight. But, you know, I could understand, man. Bradley Beal, he's been giving us everything, man. He's been giving us everything. But we can't win without him. We can't win without him, and that's just what it is. You know what I'm saying? Like, we can't rest Bradley Beal. Like, we're in the playoff hunt at the moment. We're out of the picture. We got to get in the picture before we can start resting players, man. Like, we are in trouble. We're in trouble. Playoffs. You know what I'm saying? So I'm just disgusted right now, man. I'm just upset, but what can I do, man? What can we do, man? We just got to watch through this pain. We got to watch through this nightmare of a season. I was so excited about the season. And for it to be turning out this way, it's just, oh, man, you know what I mean? But I got to stay dedicated to the stream, man. You know what I mean? Because it's hard now. It gets harder and harder every night to come down here, get in front of this webcam, and do this live stream for y'all. Because I hate losing. It puts me in a bad mood. It fucks excuse my language. That's how you know I'm upset. Because it messed my whole night up, man. You know what I mean? It messes my whole night up, man. So, anyway, man, I think I talked enough. I think I talked your head off enough tonight, man. If you like the content, man, you know what to do, man. I would appreciate you guys subscribing to the channel. You know what I'm saying? At the Wizards Review, you can follow us on Twitter at Wizards Review. Like us on Facebook at the Wizards Review. You can follow me, King Ade DMV, on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and Xbox Series X, NBA 2K21, You know what I mean? Next gen. All right. So anyway, man, I would say you know what I mean? Let's chalk it up. Look forward to the next game. But I would be lying if I said I had any faith in this team right now with Coach Brooks heading the team. I would be lying. You know what I'm saying? Again, we don't play D. I don't care how many points we score. If we don't play defense better, I mean, we played a third of the season already. So this is our MO. This is who we are. It's not like we're just going to all of a sudden become a great defensive team. You know what I'm saying? We don't have the coach to light the fire under the players to become a great defensive team. We just don't. He just doesn't have the personality. You know what I mean? Like, he just doesn't have it. For some reason, you could look at Thibs and just tell he don't mess around. You could just look at him. You could look at Doc Rivers and be like, he don't mess around. I mean, both of these teams, Philly and New York, just turned their season around. Just changing the coach. Changing the coach in the New York and the GM front office. But the coach, God, man, I'm disgusted, yo. I'm disgusted. Anyway, man, thanks for rocking out with me, man. Y'all gonna see me next game. After the next game, win or lose, man. Gotta stay loyal, man. We gotta stay down, yo. We don't jump ship. We just gonna be like the Titanic. Hit the iceberg, you know what I mean? That's what we're gonna do. We ain't jumping ship. You know what I'm saying? But that's what's gonna happen, man, because this team is not playing defense, man. And I don't care what we do again. We can score with anybody, but we do not play D. We don't rebound. How we gonna win? Anyway, man, this King Ade, man. I'm gonna see y'all later.